The following program is being brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio. Visit voiceamerica.com. The views and ideas expressed on the following program are strictly those of the host or guests and do not necessarily reflect the views and ideas held by the Voice America Talk Radio Network, its staff, and management.
Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall Gruyter. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful week. We're excited to connect in with you, and I celebrate you saying yes to you. I know life gets really, really busy. And as we move along, sometimes we're tempted to put us at the end of the list. And then I find when we do that, we stretch ourselves so thin, it's hard to be our best. It's hard to really be who we want to be in our life. So I am honored to have you joining us today, saying yes to you, to leaning in and getting nourished on your day and in your life. Our goal during this show is to equip and empower you in practical and profound ways. We really want to serve and support you. So as you go back out into the world, you have the mindsets that are going to be supportive to you. You have ways to pause and breathe and really purposefully choose the steps and the way that you want to be in your life. And we'll have lots of goodies and tools to support you on your journey that we'll share about a little bit later. But I wanted to just focus in for a moment here on the subject of the day. Today, we're going to be talking about challenges, overcoming them, and thriving, not just surviving, but really thriving in your life. No matter what comes, whatever the challenges may be, how to really thrive in your life and through these challenges. Let's just breathe that in together for a moment. Wonderful. So we're going to take a look at challenges and thriving and how this all fits together with our passion, with how we want to live our life. Because I just want to remind you that you have choices that you're making throughout the day. You made a choice to listen in and join us today on this call. You'll have choices throughout our time together. And I want you to make those choices with awareness, not just automatic default, the ways you've always done things, but really making choices actively, recognizing, oh, I'm tuning out or I'm tuning in. Let me pause for a moment and listen and receive. You get to choose throughout the show. Here's a practice that I'm going to give you today. We have what are called commercial breaks throughout our show. What I invite you to do during those is to build in the practice of listening and receiving. Not just trying to squeeze one more thing in on the commercial break and rush back in, but take that moment to pause and breathe. I invite you to listen to the commercials. We actually make them for you. It's a way to encourage and empower you, keep you informed of programs and events that we have coming up, and television shows and radio shows, things that we believe will be supportive of you. But I also invite you to listen internally as you process the information that's being shared with you. I find if you're a doer like me, I love making lists. I love crossing one more thing off my list, squeezing one more thing in, going on to the next thing. I like movement, and it's been such a gift in my life, especially when things are challenging, when things are more difficult, to remember to pause. When I do that, and I listen and I take a breath on purpose, I find I'm more present. I'm more able to be who I want to be in those moments that are more challenging versus being reactionary. I can be purposeful in my response. So I want to help you build that pause and breathe button, because I find those muscles, it makes a profound difference, especially when we're talking about challenges and not just surviving them, but really thriving. And I'm talking about things all the way from it's just one of those days where things are not going according to plan. You have a huge to-do list, all the things that need to happen, all the way up to devastating news of loss or sickness or health things that you may be challenged with, the whole gamut that we can experience in our daily life. That if we can discover our success formula, in a sense, our way of being in them, and choosing our response. We can't always choose what happens, but we can choose our response. That's going to put us in a more powerful, purposeful, and not just surviving, but thriving way in our life. I want us to pause for a moment and breathe this in. We're going to take a moment to really connect on a heart level to see what it is that we need today to serve and support us on our journey. When we have that moment to pause and listen, we can get profound clarity, direction, and information to encourage us on our journey. And when we know what we're looking for, it's a lot easier to see if we're headed in that direction, to recognize it when it comes our way, rather than missing it and having it pass by. So I want to bring that awareness to us today as well. Real time. Great. Those of you who are driving, please stay safe, both hands on the wheels, no texting and driving. I want you alert and aware, but inwardly tune in a little bit and really ponder the questions and the information that we're going to go through today to have it serve and empower you. Those of you who are able to, I encourage you to put both feet on the floor. Take a big breath. Breathe that oxygen in. Wonderful. And in fact, let's breathe it all the way into our belly. Have our belly expand. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth like a straw. Wonderful. One more breath. And as we do that, go ahead and close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. One hand on your heart, one hand on your head, bringing all of you in. Mind, body, soul, and spirit. Continue that deep belly breathing. Great. And in this space, I invite you to explore the question, what is it that you need today? What is it that I need? What is it that you need when we're looking at overcoming challenges and thriving, not just surviving, but thriving? What is it that you need that will support you on your journey? Great. Go ahead and receive that information. Sometimes it comes in a picture or a word, a memory, a sound. All of the senses can bring you amazing information. What is it that you need today to serve and support you on your journey around overcoming challenges and thriving in life? Wonderful. When you have your information, go ahead and come back into the room, be fully present, open up your beautiful eyes, and write down what it is that you need. Capture that information. Keep it top of mind. It's so easy in the thick of a challenge to become reactionary, to go into survival, to not be purposeful about what it is that we need, because we're just looking down and pushing through. But if we can just raise our eyes up a little bit and breathe in and actually look at what I need, it will really powerfully support you on your journey. Great. Well, we have an amazing guest to guide and support and support all of us around this subject of challenges and thriving. And I wanted to take just a moment, Linda, to have you share anything that was laid upon your heart when we went in and we were looking at challenges and thriving. I didn't know if you had something laid upon your heart that you would like to share with our listeners today.
Yes. Hi, Rebecca. Thank you. Peace of mind.
I love that. Peace of mind. Great. Anything else that and how you're defining peace, or anything else that came to you that you wanted to share around that? Or did that?
I feel that, peace of mind was really a sense of knowing that everything is really okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. I love that, because sometimes we say peace of mind, but we may be thinking pieces or different things. Right. So I appreciate you expanding on that everything really is okay. Yes. Love it. And I had from you, what really dropped into my heart and spirit is a reminder. And actually, my heart got really warm. The hand on my heart got really warm. So it really dropped into my heart as we were sitting in that space about this is not a solo journey. And just a reminder of that, especially through challenges, I can have a tendency to just push through and survive. And I forget to look up. I forget to reach out for help or encouragement, or to be really purposeful about what I'm listening to or what I'm receiving into my life, that I continue to nourish myself and receive and bring people alongside me on my journey, because my tendency can be to just kind of push through like it's a solo journey, and I know it's not. So that really dropped into my spirit, is to just remember that. And it warmed my heart, because something that is really important to me is connection and community. And I so appreciate having each of you in my life, and being part of yours and you being part of mine. And I think that's why I felt such a warmth in my heart and spirit as that dropped into it. So I, in a sense, want to send out a hug to all of you from that space, that any of you who are in a challenging place right now, that you are feeling alone, to remind you you're not. That we are all here with you, connected, heart by heart. You're absolutely not alone. That we want to share that peace of mind with you, that it really is going to be okay. And we are here today to serve and support you on your journey. Breathe that in. Wonderful. As we get ready to go into our first commercial break here, I invite you to really sit in this space, continue to receive what it is that you need today, and be on the active lookout for it. So as we go out into the world, you are ready to receive what it is that you need to serve and support you. We look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back. I hope that you had an opportunity to sit in that heart space, especially if you're going through a challenge right now. It's so valuable to have a moment to breathe, center, just for you. So I invite you to take those throughout the show as a gift to you as we go through our time together. Well, this segment of the show, we're going to dig into some of this expert support and help and wisdom that we get to have from our guest expert today. So I wanted to share a little bit about Linda. You got to hear some of her heart in the opening segment. Well, let me just share a little bit about her background. So Linda Summers is a radio show host of Conscious Talk Radio. She's a radio and TV personality, a speaker, author, mentor, and is passionate about shifting our perspectives, about raising the consciousness around the world to help us wake up to see our truth, to step forward in life awake and powerfully. Lean in and warmly welcome the amazing Linda Summers to the show. Welcome.
Hi, Rebecca, and thank you. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
We're very excited to have you, and especially, absolutely, have you on this subject that can be a little bit tender when we talk about challenges and thrive. And I love your attitude and your heart and approach around helping people wake up. It's a very loving, gentle, positive yet profound way of navigating through life. So it's my privilege and honor to have you on the show today. Welcome again.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Great. And actually, listeners, I've had the opportunity to be on Linda's show, so I encourage you to check it out if you haven't so far. It's called Conscious Talk Radio on Blog Talk Radio, and loved being on our show and the presence and conversation that we're able to have. And I know that that's been not just my experience, but all of your guests' experience. And listeners, I believe, are very much enriched by your show, Linda. So thank you for the work that you do in that.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Yes, absolutely. I love it.
You're very welcome. Now, speaking about consciousness, because it's Conscious Talk Radio and you're raising consciousness, this consciousness and helping people around the world in that way, waking up and being purposeful and seeing their truth, that is really core to you and the work that you do. Do you mind sharing why that work is so personally important to you?
Well, I feel that when we go out, when we're born, we have a gift and we have a message to give out. And so for one to realize what their own truth is, what's true for them, and to be able to express that in the world, And, knowing that we're a co-creator of our own reality. So for me, it's really about raising that person's consciousness in meaning and finding that truth of what their truth to bring their message to the world, what their passion is to the world, so they can gift all of us with what they have. And so that, to me, is really, really important, awakening people to that truth of their own. Because, when we grow up and our parents want us to, be this or be that, what they, living vicariously through us, and we really kind of go down that road and then forsake really what we truly love. And so I feel that if we could really know our own truth and awaken to that and follow that, like following your spirit, that we're happier, it's just, we're more joyous, we're in abundance, everything. And so to me, that just makes a difference when we go out there and, and just really, for me, it's really important for people to wake up to their own truth and what's true for them and go out and do what they want to do in the world.
I love it. Thank you very much for sharing that. And listeners, I hope you could feel, as I did, her heart in that, and almost painting a picture of us standing in our gifts and our talents and bringing those gifts to the world. What a rich and vibrant world that creates. And we each get to be a part of that. So beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Now, going to almost the flip side of this, in this sense, in our conversation, talking about challenges. And I think this is really important because sometimes we can have a tendency to talk about the positive things or the way we want the world to be, the way we are in the highs. We don't always look at how do we navigate through those challenging times, through the quote unquote lows. And so I wanted you to hear Linda's heart and her vision and why she does what she does, so that you have that background as we go into the challenges. So before, just to, I guess, make sure we are all on the same page here, what is a challenge, Linda? How would you define challenges or a challenge?
Well, I love that question because what really came to me when this topic was, brought to me, of what we were going to be talking about today, I really sat with that. And what I realized was it's not really the word challenge. I looked at that as an opportunity. So that, because for me, again, what I didn't mention, what I do is really helping people to shift their perspective. So when I looked at that word challenge, I thought, wow, is it really a challenge? Yes, we feel that it's a challenge because of the way it feels, but when we look back, we realize it was an opportunity. And for me, it really, life and our experience and situations that are brought to us are really about an opportunity for growth and evolution of where we're at. And so that's how I really feel about, so challenges to me are really, if people can look at that as an opportunity. It may not happen really in the beginning of when it really is initially happening, but if we can be in awareness of realizing, what is this really, this experience? Am I happy in my marriage? Am I happy in my job? Am I happy in life? Really, you know what I mean? And really looking at that and looking at this as an opportunity to be able to step in to our heart, as you mentioned so beautifully in the beginning, of really going into our heart and finding out what that is for us.
Yes. So what I hear you saying is that a challenge in your mind and looking at this, and especially when we can look back, is an opportunity. To me, I like to look at that as the silver lining, that there's a gift in every challenge, no matter how hard or horrible or wonderful. I mean, sometimes there are those stretching challenges that feel great to stretch in that way. I could lift that weight. I could make that distance. Like there's that kind of a challenge that we can have in our life. And then we can also have these things that suddenly life is very different in that moment. Loss, very unexpectedly, something that changed so drastically. In a sense, we don't look at life the same. We have those challenges and moments in life. But in all of them, I believe if we can find that hope, what you're talking about, that that opportunity in it for us, it helps. us with the challenge and through the challenge in it. And sometimes we may feel like we don't have control, we can't do this, but guess what? We can take that moment and breathe. We have that choice. So I believe we do have choices in all of it, but important to really have this perspective of the opportunity within it. And I believe that does help ease the challenge and start shifting our perspective to go from a victim in it to a much stronger and more powerful place. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So talking about challenges and looking for opportunities within them, or even at times replacing that word challenge with opportunity, I can see that being a powerful exercise too. How do we overcome them? What is the wisdom you could share with us, or tips to overcome these challenges that come to us in our life?
Well, I would say that one, we always have a choice about everything, and then we also have how we perceive that choice. So it's really looking at the choice and the perception of that, and also to be looking at, in that challenge, we can be the victim or the victor. So, we have that choice of deciding what's going on with us, and really looking back and, well, like I said, looking back in your life and seeing the things that the challenges that you've had in your life, and that you were able to get through those. So I really feel that it's realizing that we are placed in a position, that challenge, it's really to move us out of something that really is maybe not serving us. So I feel that a tip would really be is to asking ourselves, here's a challenge that I'm dealing with, and how can I look at this challenge and see and be really truthful with myself? Am I happy where I'm at? Am I fulfilled where I'm at? And asking those questions and seeing what we can do as ourselves. And we know when we work on ourselves that everyone else around us benefits from that. So, and again, challenges are, to me, again, something that is really brought to us so we can go to the next level of our evolution and our growth. And so that's what I would really say, is really looking and going within your heart and asking, is this challenge, is this where I need to be? Am I happy? Am I fulfilled? Surrendering and letting go. There's a lot of challenges that I've had in my own life, and I've realized that I cannot control. I'd love to control. I'm learning best not to, but so there's some things we cannot control. And so I just realized that I had to surrender. I had to let go. As they say, let go and let God, right? And so, our universe, spirit, source, whatever you want to call that. So it's really in that surrendering and allowing our feelings and all of that to come up, and not to stuff it down and to hide it, to really bring those feelings up and acknowledge those feelings that we have. And I read something and heard something a long time ago. It takes 92 seconds if we disconnect the thought from the feeling of what we're feeling, 92 seconds for that to just dissipate. So to me, I would say if you're in that challenge, really looking in your heart to find out where you're at and if that's true for you, if it's time for you to move to the next phase. And that can be very, very scary. Very scary.
So I want to just pause here for a moment. You shared so much valuable information, and what I heard as you were sharing is it's almost this going through. It's not overcoming and like battling with the challenge. It's this navigating through, in a sense. And I love that piece of information about that 92-second delay, in a sense, because if we can really apply that to our life, that we have this feeling, we have this response, and we take that minute and a half, so even 2 minutes, and breathe and pause, that'll help us separate that feeling, that reaction, so that we can move through in a way that's in alignment with where we want to go, where we want to be as we are moving through life. So really, really powerful share. I appreciate that very much. And we are getting ready to go into our next commercial break. The time goes so quickly. And guess what? it's 2 minutes. It's a perfect time if you're having an emotion or a feeling come up to practice this and really bring this into your life about pausing, breathing and listening and really thinking about how do you want to be in this? Is there something to release? Is there something to step towards and into as you're navigating through the challenge? And as we come back, here's what you get to look forward to. We're going to start shifting the conversation into the thriving part. We've talked about the challenge part and how to start navigating through that and some perspectives to have on it. And now we're going to start talking about how to step into that thriving part. And we will look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Age with Attitude TV is for the woman who does not see her future as a nice little old lady, but rather she sees herself living a bold, juicy, kick-ass second half. Now, if this is the life you want for your second 50, then Age with Attitude TV is for you. You'll find stories to inspire you, plus money and metabolism tips that really work. Check it all out at agewithattitude.tv, presented by Jan Rose Distel. Find us on voiceamerica.tv. And remember, it's never too late to create a life you love.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
Tune in for Suzanne Ross and Lighten Up TV, evolutionary wellness for the body, mind, and spirit. Each episode features Suzanne and her amazing guests, including inspirational authors, speakers, wellness experts, and spiritual guides. This series is focused on achieving total well-being so that you can live well and love life. Visit lightenuptv.net to find out more. Lighten Up TV is presented by the Awakening Center, a nonprofit for those seeking a higher way of living and being. Don't miss out on living your best life now. Go to lightenuptv.net today.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you took that 2-minute opportunity to breathe, feel a feeling, release that feeling, or separate it a little bit to where you want to be in your life. So I encourage you to build that practice into your life, and we'll have one more of those moments during the show where you can practice that skill. I wanted to share something with you before we step into our Thrive conversation, and that is, and this gets a drum roll, that this is our 100th show. Ta-da! So I'm very excited to be celebrating with all of you on our 100th show, and my press release expert, Gail Valesky, pointed that out to me as we were drafting the press release for this show. So I wanted to take a moment and thank all of you for being part of our listenership and really making this possible, for the sponsors, for those of you who've leaned in and believe in the work that we're doing to support the world. And Linda, I want to thank you for being on the show and celebrating with us as well.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're looking at challenges and thriving. And one of the reasons I wanted to share this as we're stepping into our thriving section is that my story, and many of you have been listeners for a while, really know that I came from a very disempowered place in my youth. It was a very abusive environment, and a long healing process as I was rescued and stepped out into the world. And where my greatest challenges have been is about hiding and being seen. And as I was stepping more out into the world, I was called to be a speaker, to be a leader in a lot of different roles. And the memory of what I had been through made it really hard to speak, to share my name, much less anything else after that. And so some of my challenges were overcoming that and the fear. And I identified with what you shared earlier, Linda, about control. That was definitely something I struggled with, because I had learned it wasn't safe to be seen or heard at such a young age. And as I did go on my healing journey, and I was planted into a place that I could bloom and shine, which is why I close every show with that, I discovered it was safe to be seen and heard. And now in my life, just a snapshot, I'm a radio show host, and I have television shows, and I'm a speaker. I travel around, multiple books out there and published. And to me, that's just a picture of coming through challenges and thriving. And the reason those things have become so meaningful to me, and it's such a privilege and an honor to be with all of you in this format, is because I don't take it for granted. It was a journey to get here, and to survive for me would have been in my everyday life to be able to share and communicate and connect. Thriving for me is to be able to do it in this format with all of you, that gets to be the way that I touch the world. And you have all been part of that journey. And it also took going through challenges and coming through them on the other side and really stepping into a thriving relationship with the world and with myself, and saying yes to what I'm called to do and what my passions are. So I just wanted to reflect on that for a moment as we're transitioning from overcoming challenges into thriving. Not just surviving, but thriving. And so my celebrating this 100th show, to me, is a moment in time where we come together and see that. And part of thriving, I believe, is celebrating with each other those moments when we have been part of something, when we've accomplished something. It's so easy to push on to the next thing. So really embrace those moments and celebrate. Wonderful. So I've just shared a little bit, just a snapshot of my journey and stepping from challenges into thriving, and a little bit of how I see thriving. And Linda, I was wondering from you and your perspective, what is thriving to you, and how would you define that?
Thriving to me is about growth and prospering in that growth, and from that growth, finding out what our joy, what lights us up in life, and going after that, to be able to prosper in a sense of fulfillment and celebrating ourselves. And so for me as well, it was really about being seen and heard, and just being able to be that in the world. But I had to fall in love with myself. I had to find my own joy. What makes Linda happy? And so for me, it really is about that growth and that prospering in that growth, and then celebrating myself to be able to bring myself out into the world and be, the vessel and the catalyst for whatever comes through to be able to deliver that message.
I love this because I so agree. This joy and passion, they're tied together, and bringing the best of ourselves together and taking that moment to really find out, what lights us up. And you had shared earlier, I believe it was in the last segment, about sometimes we're walking around doing things because of what we've been told, that that's who we are, or that's how we are, that's the way we're supposed to be in the world, instead of really finding out who we are and how we want to be in the world. And what I like this makes me feel good, and discovering what those things are and then bringing that forward. So beautiful, beautiful share. Now, just leveraging off of that, or that's one of my favorite words, so I'll use it when I can, leveraging off of that, or building. that lights me up, makes me happy. How can we thrive in our life? So we've talked on that a little bit, about what it is finding that joy and bringing more into that. Do you have more that you want to add about this thriving, bringing that into our lives?
Yes, I believe it's joining groups, it's being around positive people in your life, surrounding yourself with like-minded people, setting boundaries, making time for ourselves, really making time. We get so, when we start up our business, or just in business in general, I'm sure you can relate to that as well, is that, because you've got a lot going on. So it's finding that time, right, and finding that balance. Going out in nature when we feel overwhelmed, going out in nature and just being so present in that moment, and then coming back to where we left off. And knowing that we're a co-creator, knowing that what we are saying, what we are thinking, what we are feeling, the thoughts, and how are we bringing that out into the world to be able to create something that we really want to create, and to be able to thrive and be able to grow and prosper and celebrate ourselves and bring our gift out to the world. And I feel, too, it's evaluating our gifts, our beliefs, and looking at those beliefs. I know for myself and even my children, it's, you, from your parents and society, you form these beliefs. And then at some point in your life, when we awaken, we realize that belief doesn't even serve me. If you start really looking at those and start laying out the beliefs and saying, where does this come from? Is this serving me? Is this keeping me from where I'm going? And if it is, then change that belief to what serves you, what's best for you. And I would also say meditating, and it could be very different for everybody, whether that's to a guided meditation or just really sitting and just being by yourself and just going within, like we did earlier, into your heart and into that sacred space, and really feeling what it feels like to be this breath of life, to be this beautiful, magnificent soul out into the world. So those are some things that I would say to really be able to thrive and really come into your own, and sitting with yourself and looking, what does bring me joy, as I mentioned earlier. And so all of this together, but in order to do that, it's the meditation, it's the being present, surrounding yourself with positive people.
Wonderful. I thank you for sharing. I hope that you all were taking notes and a quick list there of ways to thrive. And what I love so much about what you're sharing about co-creators, it's this stepping really into leadership position in our life, that we are leading and directing so much, not always what happens to us, but our response to it, and to put ourselves into a thriving position around that with boundaries and balance, and really choosing what you're continuing to believe and bring forward. Really, really powerful. Thank you very much for sharing. Now, we are, sure, absolutely. I appreciate it. And I hope that you not only heard what she was sharing, but the energy and emotion and heart behind it, because there's energy and feeling in what we're bringing forward and echoing forward. This is what she's echoing to all of you, and really paying attention energetically as well, what you're echoing forward. We're getting ready for our next break, so you know what to do during your Power 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll share about an amazing gift and some parting words of wisdom to support you on your journey. We'll look forward to talking to you in just a moment.
Your favorite Voice America Talk Radio Network shows and hosts are in your car, outdoors, and wherever you need them to be. Listen anywhere. Get our mobile app for iPhone, BlackBerry, or Android at the Apple iTunes App Store, BlackBerry App World, or Android Market.
Are you ready for your rush of success? I'm Jim T. Chong, the walk star.
And I'm Cammie Ferry, the theater queen, the host of Rush Hour for Success on Money 105.5 on Thursdays and Fridays at 2 p.m. It's about getting entertained and getting solutions for your success in life and business.
Visit us on Facebook at Money 105.5 FM Rush Hour for Success, or download the Money 105.5 app on your phone for the live stream. That's Thursdays and Fridays, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. Get entertained,
get educated, and get your rush on
Rush Hour for Success.
The Ugly Awkward Dance Show is designed to help you move through those ugly, awkward, and uncomfortable life experiences. You know what we're talking about. Did you know that each challenge brings a gift? Once you figured that out, even the toughest challenge almost becomes fun. Each program includes engaging guests who talk about what they've overcome, as well as a mindful movement exercise to help you move through your emotional blocks. Yes, there will be awkward dancing too. Visit theuglyawkwarddance.com.
Rebecca Hall Gruyter's Speaker Talent Search is looking for people like you. With just one 7-minute audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities. This is a dynamic way to share your message, reach more people, and expand your impact. Apply now at yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent. Finalists get to audition live in front of community leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Don't wait. Find out more. Visit yourpurposedrivenpractice.net/speaker-talent.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Become our friend on Facebook. Post your thoughts about our shows and network on our timeline. Visit facebook.com/Voice America.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-613-1612. That's 1-866-613-1612. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you took that opportunity to breathe, pause, listen, receive, and are leaning in with anticipation for our amazing and exciting closing segment as we share some tips and ideas, an amazing set of gifts to support you on your journey. And we love to, in a sense, close our show with almost a charge and a blessing as you go back out into the world. So that's what we're going to talk about in this segment. And Linda and I were laughing, in a sense, behind the scenes because we get to connect. Well, you guys have that moment to listen to our sponsors and lean in. We get to connect behind the scenes, and we are chit-chatting about how much we enjoy sharing and connecting on air, and that we have to watch ourselves because that clock goes so quickly when we're in that place of passion. And then we paused for a moment and said, we're playing to our strengths. We're thriving in life. So just was a moment in the show that we got to laugh and smile and celebrate as we are leaning in to share what we are called to share and bring to the world. So I thought it was a perfect moment of walking the talk that we wanted to share with you.
Absolutely.
But now shifting gears a little bit, I know that Linda has prepared an amazing gift for all of you, and I wanted to make sure she got a moment to share with you about that gift. So Linda, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you. The gift I would love to share with all of you is a book, and it's called Real People, Real Passion. It's 9 stories, very powerful personal stories of people, funny enough, due to this topic of their own challenges and how they were able to thrive. So this book would be so beneficial because these stories, again, are so powerful that when you read them, that you see their challenges and you see how they were able to make it through and to thrive. So that's my gift to you, and I hope all of you love the book. You will. It's just an amazing, like I said, these people are just amazing. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing. So those of you who would love to see people in their real lives in real action, overcoming challenges and thriving, what a beautiful gift. I thank you so much for making that available to our listeners, Linda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So listeners, I bet you want to know how to access this gift. So I will let you know. You simply go to radiogifts.net. Again, that's Radio Gifts. It's plural because there are multiple gifts.net, a net of free gifts, all to serve and support you. You would simply scroll down to today's show, which is April 12th. We do ask you for your name and email address so we can stay in touch with you and keep you up to date on events and opportunities that are coming up that we want to make sure our community knows about. And then you can lean into that ebook that she's making available to you. You'll also see some gifts that I'm making available to you as well, some books that I feel like be supportive to you or recordings. And there even is an opportunity to have a personal conversation. So depending on where you feel that pull in your heart, I want you to know that you have these tools and gifts available to you on a practical level and a profound level to support you on your journey. But the choice is yours. You get to choose to lean in and say yes and tap into these resources. But I encourage you to do so. It's always encouraging and inspiring, Linda, when we can read and hear those stories of people that have overcome challenges and thrived. We can find great wisdom in walking beside them in their journey when they open up their lives in that way. So thank you again for making that available. And I always like to give my guests an opportunity to share a parting thought or a tip or something that we didn't get to cover in our conversation today that was laid upon your heart that as we reflect back on the show, you would like to restate or add to and give our listeners on this subject.
Yes. Wow, gosh, there's so much. And thank you for that saying about the gift, too. I really appreciate that. I would have to say that if one can see that a challenge is really an opportunity, and to be able to realize and really look within their own heart to see, is this my truth? Am I happy here? Am I being fulfilled? And then on the thriving aspect of it is to really find your own joy. Go within and feel what makes you happy. Surround yourself with positive people. Be very present with everyone, with where you're at eating or with someone in this conversation on the radio, your work, everything, and really looking at your beliefs and seeing if those beliefs are serving you, and if they're not, create a new belief. So that's what I would say is really shifting your perspective, especially on these challenges and as to an opportunity to be able to thrive.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And what I'm hearing in all of your sharing, Linda, is that we have choice in all of that. And what are we choosing to believe? What are we choosing to echo forward? What is the perspective even that we're choosing to use as we're looking at the challenge? What language are we using? What do we believe about it in ourselves? And I love the guidance that you're giving us to pause and reflect on those things and listen and choose our choice, choose how we go forward from that place. And so, listeners, I really encourage you to seize the day, carpe diem here, seize the day, this moment. Here's the chance, here's the opportunity to really look at where you're sitting in your relationship with challenges, your current challenge. How are you looking at it? How are you looking at thriving? Do you know what that looks like or how you define it? So have you stopped to pause and look and decide where you want to go in things? Are you choosing to draw boundaries? Are you choosing to breathe and pause and choose what you're echoing and bringing forth in life, in those challenging moments and in those thriving moments? I want to invite you to lean in and discover what's going to be most supportive of you, bringing more of your passion, those things that you care about most. Those are the things that I invite you to bring forward, to echo forward, and to release the rest that does not serve, that isn't what you want to echo forward in life. And when we do this, breath by breath, choice by choice, you are stepping towards thriving, an opportunity, and through the challenge. And as we go out into the world, here is what I charge you with. Here is my encouragement, my blessing, what I really want you to bring forward in the world. I want you, wherever you go, whatever you do, to make the choice. Choose to bloom where you're planted and shine. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall Gruyter, next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Women's Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.
Thanks again for listening to the preceding program, brought to you on the Voice America Women's Channel. For more information about our network and to check out additional show hosts and topics of interest, please visit voiceamericawomen.com. The Voice America Talk Radio Network is the worldwide leader in live Internet talk radio.